Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to my tutorial slash playthrough for the Unfallen. I do hope you posted in the poll that I mentioned in my previous video regarding the next faction I'm going to play as, because I'm probably going to start record my second playthrough today, hopefully at the very least, because I will be very busy this coming week. So, well, if you are only posting in the poll now that you're watching this video, it's probably too late. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's focus on actually winning the game. And since we're talking about winning, I need to mention something. And more specifically, I need to tell you exactly when I'm actually going to end this series. It will not happen when I achieve the Economy Alliance victory because I think it's kind of cheap. As in, okay, it is not necessarily cheap, it is a legitimate way to win a game in Endless Space 2, sure, but economy is not something I would have gone if, for example, there was no such thing as alliance in this particular playthrough. If I didn't have allies, which would be very weird, I admit, but if I didn't, or if this alliance was turned off for some reason somehow, or whatever else happened, then the victory I would have probably gone for would be either scientific or wondrous. And I want to go for the wonder victory this time around, because I so rarely do. So yeah, let's go ahead and try to do that, shall we? We're gonna need plenty of orichalcics for that. We have two places where I can get it. Now I could, in theory, prioritize my science in order to get orichalcics as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, I would need to grab the Exabolt beam focus. And in addition to that, I would also need to grab the evaporation inhibitors, and probably in reverse as well, just so I can colonize the desert and then get the orichalcix gathering, because the orichalcix is on a desert in that system I just recently got. But the issue with that is that it would delay my Power of the Endless. So the question is, what do I value most? Well, because I don't really feel like going for scientific victory, I got it too many times, I feel like it's very easy to get, I'm gonna pause Power of the Endless and instead grab the other things first and then go for Power of the Endless. It's not optimal, it's in fact kind of stupid if I wanted to really try hard and win this game, but then again I already did, so I just want to showcase the Wonder Victory, especially since, I mean, the Unfallen are very good for the Wonder Victory, so let's just go ahead and grab that. Most importantly, I just need an artificial point at which I can actually end the series. Also, no truce, thank you very much, sir, especially not for the amount of money you offered me. That was kind of pathetic. Now, the enemy is probably not gonna want to fight us. I won't blame them. Just in case they do want to, I'll turn on the watch mode, because you never know. And wow, they actually do! This will be the inauguration of our new weapon systems. That's nice. I'm kind of excited by that. Since, you know, we didn't get a chance to actually see them firsthand. But it's going to be otherwise a lame combat altogether, because the enemy... Okay, this guy has missiles, so at least he'll get to fire like once or twice before he dies. But that's gonna be about it, I'm afraid. So I'll just drink some water as we wait for my ships to come in. And I'm not sure, should I stay on auto camera or just try to make something good with free camera? I feel like auto camera might betray me, but then again, there are not too many small ships in this fleet. There are only two, my heroes and the one in the bottom fleet, flank rather, so I think it should be okay-ish. And now you know what, I don't trust. Let's have a look at my carrier, and oh, it's not firing anymore. Great, it ran out of targets instantly. And because of my free camera moment, we didn't get to see any action anywhere. Good job, Self, good job. Then again, this was a pathetic fleet, so whatever. And apparently they forced truce again. Oh well, it's not a really big deal either. I'm just gonna declare war on you instantly, because I can, because I have infinite amount of influence. Seriously, there's one thing I wish the developers would listen to, and that is the fact that influence is still a useless resource. I was talking about this since pretty much the early alpha days, since around the time when United Empire came out, and I was like, guys, United Empire is the only empire right now that can actually do something meaningful with influence. For everybody else, it's completely meaningless. And I've been nagging them about this ever since, and to no effect, unfortunately, which makes me really sad. Really sad, because it's actually fairly important to, in my opinion, not have something that's kind of a useless resource. I mean, okay, in Early and mid-game it is useful, but once you get past that point it's completely useless, and I hate it when things are useless. I mean, dust, you could argue, is not useless ever. Sure, you get to stockpile a ton of it, a metric ton of it, but if I wanted to buy out, let's say, a bunch of carriers, well, carriers are actually pretty expensive. I mean, first of all, I cannot really make a carrier, but if I wanted to buy out anything really, that costs a lot of dust, so dust isn't really obsolete because of how expensive things get later down the line. Besides, it's also one of the victim conditions, whereas influence is not. Influence is just a dead weight at some point, and not a dead weight. Dead weight would imply that it actually slows down your progress. It doesn't, it's just, there's just no point in having it really at some point. I mean, look at what I can do. I can instantly break a truce, which should be pretty bad, but it's actually what's happening. Anyway, I think I'm done with this. Oh, never mind. Oh, right, I forgot about you. I got this cutesy little fella last video. Completely forgot what I wanted to do with him, though. I mean, I'm just gonna go for the standard, the usual, the good thing that boosts your population, because generally speaking, you want to buff your population, but where on earth did I want to put him is the question. Actually, this is another bad idea to just look at my third most productive system, and that would be Spiker, actually. Huh, that's relatively surprising. Maybe it shouldn't be. It is a system that I wanted to get for myself for a very, very, very long time, as you remember. But anyway, if that's my third best system, let's go ahead and make it even better. And now, you know what? After looking at this, I can understand why it's so good. I mean, sure, Toxics are not the most productive, but they're just well-balanced planets. Out of all the sterile planets, they are the most surprisingly nice to live on, honestly. The Fitzy is pretty much all over the place, which means that it's well-distributed, and it does give you a lot of dust, which admittedly you don't care about too much. Out of all the most hostile planets, I like Lavas the most, obviously. But, you know, just saying. Anyway, let's see, what do I really want to do on this planet? Let's see. There are no fertile planets for the Lumeris to live on, which is kind of a shame, because this place is filled with Lumeris. There are some Unfallen, of course, but Unfallen also benefit mostly on fertile. Everybody have benefits from living on fertile planets, and there are no such planets over here, which is kind of sad, but oh well, I suppose that happens. Now, let's see, I do want this place to be happier, so I'm gonna go for the Harmony of the Heart, and I'm going to support it. Oh wow, it doesn't even have microwaves. Let's fix that real quick. Also, you know what? I have a ton of dust. Why not buy out Harmony of the Heart instantly? It's not like I needed to do that. I just felt like doing it because it's a system that apparently is going to be my third most powerful system, which probably means that it's going to be a location where I'll make a wonder to win the game. So, you know, kind of important. Anyway, and the 10, that took way longer than I expected it to. I'm going to keep this fleet in Lahat for one more turn for this Lumeris vessel to catch up, so that I can destroy it instantly. And then I'll send it to God Druin, because I did see a bunch of ships probably heading over to it in order to take it back for the enemy, which is unsurprising, kind of a smart move, really, counter-attack and whatnot, except for the fact that the enemy is already dead. But I have to admit, it's not like the enemy can do anything now. Even if they force a truce on me, I can just instantly, you know, just be like, nope, and win.
Even more offensive and
Oh.
annoying than usual.
Oh, Horatio actually begged for help. What's happening, dear sir? So, are you okay? Show me where they hurt you. Show me where they touched you, rather. I mean, for the most part, you seem to be doing okay. I mean, you're being kind of attacked by butchers, and there are also a few leeches. And yeah, I can imagine the living over there is not the best right now. So I suppose I could make a fleet and send it over there to you. I mean, if I really had to. You would have to pay me with antimatter, though. Or actually, those guys would like to do it even more. Thing is, though, I never actually wrote a demand. Yeah, exactly. You cannot ask allies to give you stuff, so that's sad. How about you? No, I cannot make demands on anybody. Any of those guys, which is kind of sad. Also, I just noticed that this screen really lags for some reason, which is kind of strange, but whatever, I suppose it doesn't necessarily matter. Okay, how much antimatter do you have? 28? I mean, that's kind of crappy. How about you? Do you have one? You don't. No, shut up, I don't really care about you. How much do you have? 39? Alright, what if I give you, in return, a... they're not gonna want to give me the antimatter anyway. How much can I buy on the marketplace? Do I have access to the marketplace? Yes, I do. Antimatter. It costs a moderate amount. Let's just shift click, and I need 9k. Well, I just spent my dust thinking that I wouldn't need it. So let's see. It looks like titanium price is on the rise, which is nice. I can just sell it for a ton, and let's say I'm not gonna need, like, I can easily sell like 200 of it. I doubt I would need it too much. Yeah, there we go. 7k, that should be nice, and this allows me to buy all the antimatter I can from the marketplace, which is good. It also is crushing my frame rate for no reason at all. I really have no idea why. I suppose AI is doing some really complex calculations based off things that happened, and oh yeah, they are literally reacting to what I just did by buying and selling things. And they already sold some extra antimatter because the antimatter price went up. That's really cool, actually. I never noticed how, you know, things change. And oh, wait a second. Oh right, I can change the fee. Oh. 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 Alright then. Let's just change the values. I didn't even realize. I completely forgot about the fact that I actually made the trading bureau. I really forgot about it. So that's good to know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and buy myself some more antimatter because I can actually afford it and I kind of need it. Would the AI react to it? No, I guess they're scared of the higher transaction fees. Oh well, I don't care. So, still, anyway, now that I actually have antimatter, I'm gonna make a bunch of ships over here. Let's see, I do want a Harkan, and that's all I can make. I can make it in a single 10, which is nice, I suppose, but I would like to make some more stuff. So, I guess I am going to trade with the Sophons. Just give me 15 or 20 antimatter, and in return I can give you like 1 billion titanium. How about 100? I think this should be fine. Do you like it? I mean, it is not really a fair trade because antimatter is more valuable at this stage of the game, but they sort of like it. I could make the deal a little bit sweeter by giving them lost cities, which are NP artifacts. I don't know what NP stands for actually because I never read the tooltip, and they like it a lot. So how about you give me more antimatter since you like those artifacts so much? That would make me really happy. Come on, make a decision. Alright. I could probably ask them for more, but this would take way too much time. Let's just have them give me the antimatter so I can make more ships in Byte and create a new fleet, which I will... I mean, I'm not sure what I'll do with it, I'll be entirely honest with you. I could send it to the front, I could send it over to the Horatio, but I need to help Horatio with this fleet because it can move really quickly between systems, so that's what I'll use this hero for, I suppose. Although I can also unassign and reassign my hero over to this fleet, so I don't know, multiple things that I can do at this point. Not really important. A hero leveled up. That's the little squiggly dude. I like him, he's really adorable. Let's go ahead and apply the changes, nice and easy. It was really fast for you. Lightship leveled up. Not a surprise there because it was a really easy battle that nevertheless was kind of valuable to win, and I can actually make 2 fireships, which makes me rather happy. So that's 3 fireships, lightship, and a Harkan. That is going to be a powerful fleet in and on itself. I cannot buy it out, unfortunately, because I did spend my dust, but then again, I wouldn't have been able to buy it out regardless, so that's okay. That's alright, I don't necessarily mind. Oh, also off camera I did queue up a bunch of vine ships just so I can have them and start sending them over to the systems where I need them. For example, Care is one of those systems because, yeah, there are some bastards that try to be annoying. Thankfully, a single light ship is more than I need in order to make sure that this place is completely under my control. And you just say you're gonna go to Iris for the time being, I think. Or Ascelius, I think Ascelius is well protected by itself already. Now, as for Flash is just going to give me some more science. I could go for Dust, since I am actually using quite a bit of it right now, but no, science is more important. I do want the Orichalcus gathering ability as quick as possible. Also, this Leecher is mildly annoying. It's not too annoying. I could threaten those guys.
What else?
But I'm going to wait until they are more distressed, I suppose. Wait, are they at war with me?
What is it now?
Wait, yes they are. I thought we signed a truce. I could swear we did. Unless I'm just broken inside and I don't know what's happening. Also, where is this guy? You know what? I'm not gonna wait with this fleet for this guy wherever he goes. I don't think it will matter where he goes. I'm just gonna go to June, intercept a fleet that might be going over to June from JI. And then I'll see what I'll do next. Let's see, I've got a Guardians that I cannot really do anything with. Bunch of stuff I could do, but I'm not going to do any of those. I'm just gonna grab some extra science and some extra production and then extra biofuels. And this should be good enough for Julian for the time being. You just sit here and guard this place. And how long until I can invade the system? I can invade it right away. So let's start, and let's start doing that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually preemptive bomb it. Just because I feel like, you know, bombing some things up. It's going to make it much faster for me to take over this planet, mind you. I am destroying things that otherwise I would probably not be able to get, which is why I'm not always a big fan of preemptive bombing. But in this situation, I want to take over the system as quickly as possible, just so that I can go ahead and help my Horatio friends from being overrun. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't care about them being overrun. I don't care if they even leave my alliance, honestly. I already won the game, and I'm going to win it several times more. So it's not like it's a big deal. Thing is, it, you know, role-playing wise, it feels like a nice thing to do, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't care about the super spots, so let's just go ahead and get some extra industry production, and even more industry production. And then get some of everything else, because might as well. I don't really care about towers. I think we're good to go with the end 10 button, and indeed we are. That's a rare occurrence. Usually it's like, hey, I want to end my 10, and it turns out I actually cannot do anything. So I suppose that happens. Also, it's really strange how sometimes randomly my vines get disconnected. I suppose it's some kind of bug, maybe caused by the fact that, you know, I started this entire playthrough in a pre-release version, a release candidate rather, and now we're actually like already 2 patches, no wait, 1 patch in the official release, right? Because 0.5 is just 1 patch. Yeah, pretty sure that's how it is. Anyway, so let's see, I won first place in that, which gave me nothing useful really, nothing valuable at all. I can preemptive bomb again, and I'm gonna do just that because, like I said, I want to capture this planet instantly, and I just did. I lost graviton thingy, shielded laboratories, but that's okay, I think I have. Oh, no, you didn't! You didn't do just that, did you? Oh, I'm angry. I'm going to go for conscription. Maybe it will be enough to hold the system, let's see. It looks like it was enough to hold the system, just barely. I lost 2 of my pop and xenon destroy infrastructure, which is quite annoying. Oh, but I am mad now. Oh, I am. Too bad for you guys, I can get there instantly because my hero is really fast. Faster than you could ever imagine. Just like the torment you're about to be. Just like a torment you're about to experience for yourself. Shut up. I know it was anticlimactic in the way I said it, but it doesn't matter because now I'm out for blood. I don't care about the Lumeris. Lumeris are just gonna kill wherever, however. I don't care. It's just gonna happen. They're just gonna die. But you, Vodiani, you're not just gonna die. You are going to suffer. And you're going to suffer more than you ever did during the course of your miserable, puny, forgetful, unimportant life. More so than you could ever possibly imagine, more so than you could hope and beg for me to not do so to you. That made no sense whatsoever, but I don't even care. And right now I'm also drooling a lot because I'm being ridiculous. And I like it. Okay, alright, that was certainly eventful. How approval is my badge system actually? It's just happy, so I can theoretically give this guy some modifiers to that to make it even happier. So that maybe it's ecstatic, and it is indeed. That makes me really happy. And there are actually a bunch of ruins I can now discover because of my increased power to discover stuff, which makes me really happy. Who knows what those will have? Actually, what ruins can I have? Luxuries, I don't really care about it. I mean, anomalies I'm kind of scared by, to be entirely honest with you. They might ruin the system and force me to, you know, fix it. But hopefully that will not happen. Anyway, let's wait for the last fire ship to be made, and let's have all of my fleets move in wherever they need to move. Nice and easy. And as for my hero fleet, well, it just used up all of its movement. Besides, I need to keep it in there for the time being. Let's go ahead and start entwining care, so I can grab that real quick. And as for you, dear sir, start entwining Emix, even though I think those shuttles will stop that vine ship pretty fast. So that's a bit of an annoyance. I'll keep this fleet over in Julian for 110 because it looks like the enemy is going to try to take that back from me. And then I'll go into Jaya and finish the Lumerics off. This should kill them, hopefully. Now, as for this place, what do you have? You've got a bunch of stuff I don't necessarily care about. So I'm just gonna do the usual way, which I mean just click randomly on things that I know I'll use at some point in the future and just be satisfied with the end result, and that should be good enough for us. And now, there are definitely, yeah, a bunch of things that require my attention. Skin is one of those. I forgot I even have that place. It's been so long. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab a desert, because I can now. And Spiker, oh dear Spiker, I forgot you're a thing. Even though I just mentioned how you're my, third most powerful system. So, super biofuel, whatevers, I can make those later. But then again, I don't really need quantum damped circuits or big data shipyards, for the very simple reason that I don't really need more ships, actually, and I don't want to give too much approval to the militarists. Besides, even if I do want to make more ships, I would have to design ships that don't actually use antimatter, since I'm kind of out of it. So, what I'm just gonna do is go for the super biofuel factory for the damping, and later think about potentially designing ships that don't need strategic resources, because I'm out of antimatter, like completely broke in that regard. I mean, I'm getting some of it, but it's like, what? One medium-sized ship per turn? That's not good enough at all, Steer says. Not good enough at all. So I'll definitely need to work on that at least a little bit. Now, let's see. Expedition 671 Byte, which gave me lost artifacts, which I don't care about in the slightest. More lost artifacts, and even more lost artifacts. Wow, okay. It's a place filled with lost artifacts. Now, as for you, sir, just protect system, it should be good enough. It has a lot of population guarding it now, so whatever. Low manpower, that doesn't matter. And a vine ship which has to retreat, which is really annoying, but whatever.
Desperate times.
I don't actually know what she said exactly, but I don't think it really matters. Those guys want a truce. You're not ever gonna get a truce from me, boy. Not anymore. You lost your chance. In fact, I'm pretty sure I gave them truce, but apparently I didn't. So now it's just gonna get really ugly for them. Forever. And it will never stop being ugly until they die. Potentially even after they die, because, they're Vodiani. Anyway, Byte can create a fleet, which is nice, and I would love to give this fleet my special hero, because this is going to be a fun... Oh, yeah, it is actually going to be a fun battle. So I'm gonna keep my hero over here, because I want to see a cool battle, but at the same time I need my hero with this fleet so I can send it over to Horatio, because Horatio are losing their war against everybody ever. Then again, I want the enemy to have a chance to fight against my alliance. So you know what, how much do Horatio hate me right now? They don't really hate me, they're kind of desperate.
Of our presence. But
I wonder if they would be grateful if I helped them, really. But, oh, Quorum. I just realized how much of a tasty target this is. It's really delicious place to colonize, in fact, and I would like to do that. The problem is, I'm the Unfallen, which I already managed to forget about somehow. So anyway, shall I reassign my hero? You know what, just for now I will, because we don't know how long this Vodian fleet will take to actually get to us, so I'll give this fleet a Seeker, and I'm going to go ahead and send it over to... I'll send it over to... Where shall I send it? You know what, just have some fun. I'm going to send it all the way to Heka and help our allies and maybe murder some people. Then again, there are no interesting fleets to fight anywhere there. Yeah, there's no real point to do that. So I'm just gonna send this ginormous fleet over to Jaya, maybe, just to capture this territory a little bit faster. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's satisfactory, rather. Still, we all know what I mean. And I can actually make distributed energy in 2 of my systems. So let's make it in 2 of my most powerful systems. And then deal with what is going to happen later down the line. Alrighty then. So, with that out of the way, we are... How long... Wait, we can already gather... Ooh, we can already gather Orichalcix. But the problem is I haven't actually colonized this desert yet, which is a bit of an issue, but whatever. We cannot buy it out, unfortunately, but in 3 times we'll start gathering Orichalcix, which will be very, very nice indeed. Now, as for you, this says... Murder some bastards over here, this will be nice. We don't need to watch that, it's going to be a meaningless battle. And after we're done with that... Now, I could... This is the funny thing. I can peacefully invade Emacs, or I can just conquer it and then take whatever is on it. The problem is that would really boost the militarist agenda, and I don't necessarily want that to happen, so I will not let that happen. For now, I have this guy Antoine and GC. Not like I care about Antoine and GC, but he might as well. Don't want to send him to Emacs just yet anyway, because he would just be killed, which would be pretty sad if you ask me. Now, this vine ship, it can go ahead and go, I don't know, it can be disbanded for now. There's no reason for it to be anywhere. And as for UDSA, I don't have a vision of Aerie, do I? No, I don't. So I could send this night ship in and try to clear Aerie of any hostile presence, especially since I care about Aerie more than I care about Care. So let's just go ahead and make sure that that happens. Mute, DSA, you need some kind of a construction. I don't care about you probably. And I think I'm correct in that assumption, so let's just queue up some stuff and the 10. Now, the problem is, with late game recording sessions like this one, is that a lot of things happen over the course of a single turn, so progress is somewhat slower. Of course, we have already won, admittedly, so it's not like it matters too much, but still, I would like to do a few more things before we end this videocast. I know we still have plenty of time to do that, of course, but still, I think you know what I mean. I just need to do things faster, so I'm gonna try to do things as quickly as possible in this particular, over the course of the next few turns. Move my hero. Now, I do want to watch this battle, but I want this battle to be accompanied by a hero. So I could unassign a hero from this battle over here. This would also level him up. What is his level? He is actually really rubbish, so he needs the extra levels in order to be actually more useful. So let's go ahead and do just that. I'm gonna reassign my Admiral over to this fleet, and now we're going to have a little scuffle against the Vodiani. Now this is a really nice fleet. I'll cry! Almost literally cry if they run away. They really shouldn't run away. They actually have a fleet that I mean, no, they don't have a chance against me, that's true. But fighting against me would probably, if they deploy well enough, destroy some of my ships at the very least. But if they don't do anything of the sort, then it will just be pathetic, and that will make me really sad. Anyway, we definitely want to watch that, and I think this setup is good enough against what the enemy is going to use against me. I could also go for post-op analysis, just to make it a bit easier for the Vodiani. You know, a bit of a handicap for myself. Also, it would level up my ships a bit more, which I would enjoy quite a bit. So with post-op analysis, I would need, let's see real quickly, what ships would be best for short range. And of course, I'm not gonna use carrier for over here, because this flank is, I mean, this flank does have range over two flankers at the same time, but I find it to be the more useless one. The middle flank is the most important for most of the time, so let's just go ahead and do that. And let's see, you just say you're quite okay at long range. So is this guy though, so I'm gonna have him on the bottom flank, and the top flank needs to be the most tanky, because that's where the enemy will focus their fire on. But at the same time, it is also the long range flank somehow, because of post-op analysis, so it's not gonna be quite like that. So let's just go ahead and have you over in the top flank, you over in the middle, and additional guy over in the bottom flank, and this should be good enough for the most part, I think. And I should be able to wreck the enemies. Sure, those guys are not necessarily ideal for short range, but they can handle their own at short range. Besides, they also have long range, which will allow them to rain fire up on the middle flank. Not really flank, just the center of the battlefield, which should be pretty fun. Please don't run away. Okay, good, they did it. And they actually have a fairly sensible deployment. Also, they won't get lucky, which is very powerful for the build they're currently using. And considering what I have, the bottom flank might actually do real well against what I employ. The top flank, the middle flank rather, it's going to collapse. It's going up against the carrier. They only have 3 ships over here, and this coordinator ain't got nothing on my carrier. I mean, it is actually using shields. They're using a lot of shields like the Vodiani usually do. So let's just go ahead and see how it's going to happen. I will leave it on auto camera, and if we don't get to see a cool battle, we can always rewatch that. Besides, this needs to be a test and a testament to how good or bad the auto camera is. And we know that it's pretty horrible. It's really bad, actually. Amplitude, it's one of the Amplitude's weakness, unfortunately. There are 2 things that Amplitude is weak at. 1, auto camera. They never manage to nail it, ever. They need to learn quite a lot about how to do that. But, you know, that's... Oh, wow, that's a lot of fire, actually. And the other problem is AI. Amplitude does still have problems with the AI. But anyway, I'm really happy we actually get to see this battle, especially since it's actually really in a cool environment with the sun and the black background. Otherwise, it's really cool. But the enemy is being torn to shreds, and I mean, we are seeing some cool fires. Some cool fire on our ships. Rather, no, some cool action is what I meant to say. But I haven't seen really... Okay, that's a bit of a better shot. But still, I can hear the amount of fire in the background that we didn't get to really see. Like, for example, our mothership, we didn't get to see that at all. So I'm not very satisfied with how this auto camera handled. So let's just try again with a manual camera and we'll see how what that looks like. I know it's wasting time, but it's cool space explosions, guys. If you don't love it, I don't know what's wrong with you. So, shall we go forward with your camera? I mean, it would show us exactly what happened. Ooh, so that's how those fleets were deployed. That's interesting. That's not what I usually see, but then again, it's also a fairly unusual deployment that we went for. But yeah, as you can see, I'll pause this just for 1 second because this is actually pretty important. So, as you can see, this is the bottom flank, the one that this flank, and this is the top flank. And the problem is, the bottom flank is always only attacked by the bottom. You pretty much never see the bottom attacked by the middle flank, but it has access to a fire on both middle and the bottom flank, which means that it's where you pretty much put your glass cannons in. At least that would be the case if not for the fact that I know AIs usually don't really put a lot of stuff in the middle, so I tend to under-prioritize the bottom flank when I fight against the AIs. As for the middle flank, this is the most important flank. It's not a flank really, it's just the center, in my opinion, because not only it has access to fire on 2 positions, but it can be fired upon from 2 positions as well, meaning that your strongest bit of armada needs to sit here so that it can both soak up the damage, which the carrier can do for you for the most part, and also deal a lot of damage, which again the carrier will be able to do for me, which is why I like to put carriers in the middle, with the exception of like some really wonky carrier designs, of course. And in the top flank, like I said, it needs to be the tanky one, because it can only fire for the most part on just one flank. Sure, it theoretically speaking, as you can see, could fire on the middle flank, which is probably why AI likes to put so many ships on the top flanks all the time almost. But as you can see, it does turn, and the enemy flank also turns in to chase the top flank, which means that in practice, by the time the enemy top flank is cleared, your top flank will not have an arc of fire over the enemy middle flank. And that's how it usually gets with most deployment setups, which basically means that top flank is just there to provide you with a bonus, rather to make sure that the enemy flotillas don't get a bonus due to the number of flotillas the enemy have. This is just a place for tanks and pretty much nothing else. Alright, with that already explained, which took a while, let's go ahead and go for auto camera, and no, free camera, and focus on my carrier. And we'll see if I can get a bit of a better shot. And I mean, I think this already is a bit of a better shot. It is a little bit laggy for some reason, but then again, I guess this game is still under optimization, and this looks really beautiful, if I may say so myself. I wish it would sound better. Like, I remember in the early versions of Endless Space, where even if I were to view this battle from very high distance, like from over here, it's not even that far away, I would be able to hear all of those lasers, and now I can't, which does make me very, very sad. Also, it's very strange how in some views my frame rate really tanks and in some it doesn't, especially since it really shouldn't tank, to be entirely honest with you. I have a pretty good PC, I mean, you can see the specs over on my About page, and you know, this game, as pretty as it looks, it probably shouldn't tank as much as it does, especially since, like, normally I get a nice amount of FPS, like 90-ish in combat, even combat like now. Now I actually saw 90 FPS pretty much all the time, except for weird hiccups, which when it made it go over and below 30 sometimes, which indicates just a problem with, whatchamacallit, optimization rather than with necessarily my rig, which is also good, since for the most part it is at, you know, 90-ish FPS, okay, a bit lower than that actually, maybe 80-ish, still not a bad frame rate, I do like that frame rate, so, you know, it does show that the game has potential to be well optimized in the future. Anyway, for the time being, that was a really nice battle, finally a battle that I felt really satisfied with, which doesn't really happen all that often. Now, as for you, you can have, let's see, what do I want to give you? I mean, the bonus per hero level is nice-ish, but it's not that great, so I think I'm just gonna give you... I don't know, you kinda need everything. I'm just gonna give you the extra 40 because it's the most rapid bonus you can get over the course of a single turn. So let's go ahead and do that. Spiker, dear Spiker, what can you do for me for the time being? Just science. And did you realize, because I just realized that at the start of this turn rather, I was talking about how I want to speed things up. Yeah, and then we watched a battle twice because I feel like watching explosions, and we're not gonna speed things up, and it's still the same turn. So that's unfortunate. Oh well. I mean, I don't think any of us is going to complain because cool battles are cool, no question about that. And I don't regret watching this battle twice, not one bit, because that was the thing I was missing out the most. This is the thing that drew me in to Endless Space 2 when... maybe not when it was announced, because we didn't really get to see those battles when it was initially announced, but when I saw the first battles, that was... oh. So, that's... that's not nice. I mean, I suppose we did defeat the Empire, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh well. We're not gonna get some dust, which is okay, I suppose. And those guys want a truce for a lot of dust, actually. You know what? Why not? I'm not actually gaining anything from this war, and the Horatio would love to have a bit more of an easier time. So let's go ahead and accept this truce offer for a ton of dust. I mean, that's like what, 6 turns worth of dust production for us. And did it go through? We didn't actually get a notification. And it looks like it did go through. So now we're only at war with the Lomeris and Vodiani, and trust me, we will stay at war with those two. Lomeris because I want to finish them off, Vodiani because they deserve to be at war, and they deserve to be destroyed and devastated and murdered until there's nothing left of their remains. Which again made no sense. Again, every time I try to sound cool, I fail to do that, which makes me really sad. Also, this was a very bad default deployment. But then again, the enemy did run away, so I suppose it doesn't necessarily matter all that much. Let's go ahead. Can I invade you instantly? Yes, I can. So let's go ahead and do that. Preemptive bombing. I'm tired of the Lomeris scam. You have been a plague on this world for far too long, and now you deserve to die. So far so good. The enemy lost their electromagnetic communicators, or however they're called, and that's what is that? What are you doing? That's stupid. Anyway, the enemy did... what did the enemy do? I don't think I'll pay in kind, dear Lomeris. In fact, I'm pretty sure you should not threaten me, you should beg for mercy, because at this point, it's literally all you can do. And you already know I'm going to deny you that mercy as well, which is going to make you really, really sad and really, really dead. Alright, so... I really don't care about the amount of upkeep I have on this. Actually, how much? Okay, that's 135 dust per turn. That's really not that much. But it would save me some dust, so I am going to give this hero the reduced upkeep, because why not? Now, then I'm gonna give you some extra food, because that does translate to industry now, which is nice. And try to end this turn as quickly as possible, and... what? Why can I... oh, for some reason Lahad got disconnected? What? This little guy disconnected Lahad. Are you for real now? And Phaedrix is also disconnected somehow. And Julian is as well. I mean, yeah, it does make sense. The enemy did cut off my back routes. But wow, that's nasty. I don't like that one bit. Alright, you just said you go ahead and fix that ASAP, because I do need to actually have my vines everywhere. Otherwise, this would be actually a pretty big problem. If your vines get disconnected, yeah, you're in for a bad time, so we need to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm going to move in my vine shop over there for the time being as well. And I believe everything is good. This fleet can... let's see, this special invader I will deal with later. Let's go ahead and start attacking the Vodiani head on, because I feel like I want to, and I can do just that. And no, never mind, I cannot end the turn, because skin, as always, requires attention, because when does it not? Geoindustrial planets or agricultural dome? I kind of want geoindustrial plants because, again, industry production is always super fun to have. As for anything else that you can have, well, I suppose how many of the heart will be quite important. Taurus, you bore me with your constant requests and begging for attention. You don't even need infinite supermarkets, so why do you bother? And last but by no means least, Shaddai. Where on earth is Shaddai? I did conquer that. Oh yeah, that's the system that is losing its Vine network access, which is kind of bad. We need to work on that. So let's just queue up random improvements and hope this will fix itself. I mean, of course, we are actually going to use a fleet to fix the problem, but for the time being, that would be good enough. Now, I know I could design ships that don't require as much antimatter and use them to guard my empire, but that would take time, as in real lifetime, and I don't want this playthrough to be like, okay, over the course of one 45 minutes video, I go for 3 tears. I now managed to speed it up a little bit, so let's try to keep it up as it is for the time being. Also, AI is doing a lot of things. Alright, preemptive bombing, that's Jaya. Yep, sure, let's go ahead and grab that. Let's make sure Lumerians are dead. And they should be now. They still are not? Wow, you guys are holding on for your dear life really well, aren't you? Yeah, you shut up. I don't care about what you have to say. About what pins? Oh, come on, I don't want my Vine ship to be involved. Oh, for crying aloud. Alright, diplomatic immunity. That's why I have this. One of the reasons why I have this at the very least. So this guy should hopefully survive. If it doesn't, I'll be really displeased. It did survive. Nice, that's what I like. Let's see, they want a truce. I'll never give you a truce, not even if you beg me for it. The more you beg, the more you're gonna suffer. And wait, what? Acellus? Oh, come on, they actually reached the stand. That's kind of bad. And again, no barrage fire, but diplomatic immunity. Stop trying to kill my Vine ship. I really do not appreciate it, this says. Alright. Bunch of things happened. In fact, a ton of things keep happening all the time, which is kind of ridiculous. Let's go for... I like crowd control more than other things, really. There isn't really anything that I would like to have in particular. So, oh wow, I didn't actually finish leveling up Pioneering Spirit, so obviously I'm gonna grab that, thank you very much. And last but by no means least, let's go ahead and murder some of my civilians and have them act as meat shields on Acellus, because Acellus actually needs help. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and have Acellus make me... I don't want it to make a good, like really good ship, because that would be actually kind of sad, as in it would not be leveled up, unless I had the money to actually buy out all of that. So I need 10,000 for that, and then I will need, what, a fire ship would probably be enough. I can also just use a light ship instead. So that's, yeah, I can do that. Actually, which one is cheaper, I wonder? That's 15, that's, fire ship is a bit cheaper, and I like fire ship more, honestly. Yeah, let's have a fire ship, so queue up that, and this system would be able to defend itself now. You go for geoindustrial plants, which I'm surprised you didn't get to... Oh yeah, I just colonized this desert. Right, that's why I didn't. Oh, Slag Research Center! Of course, it has the Orichalcus. I almost forgot. Expanded mines, I also need that. ASAP. Get it right now. And then let's go ahead and remake the things that we just lost. Again, I'm gonna buy them out, because why not? This is a very important system for me. And let's see, what else? What else do we have? We've got the... Don't we have another thing that allows me to boost the resource construction? Or rather extraction? Apparently we don't, alright. That is acceptable, I suppose. Let's murder Mothership, shall we? Before we end this videocast, shall we watch that? I mean, I always like to watch Motherships die. It's just a very fun thing to watch in my honest opinion, so we're gonna do that. That's a really weird deployment, actually. What on earth happened over here? I mean, I guess that's what you wanted to go for. Let's go for post-op analysis, and I'll actually unlock deployment and see what the game wants to do, and that's what it wants to do. It wants to put everybody on the top, in the top flank, which is ridiculously stupid. So let's not do anything of the sort and have it balanced at least a little bit, and watch the mothership get trashed, because hey, why not? Unless they somehow retreat, which they did. Which they shouldn't be able to. It's a mothership, it's anchored, but they did retreat. Oh well, I can also invade the mothership. Well, I can't anymore, suddenly, because the enemy arrived and that prevented me from invading it. Oh well, I don't actually know what is happening anymore, but whatever. And let's entwine the Phoedrix. It's not like I can actually entwine it, but let's pretend that I can. And over here, let's go ahead and murder. I believe it was, yeah, the Vodian that were preventing me from having a Vine network established. You'd really need to be protective of your Vine networks, mind you. Because, yeah, you actually need to have them in order to have your empire work, function in any way, shape or form. Otherwise, you're in for a bad time. So let's go ahead and send this guy over to Shaddai. Actually, he's out of attack actions, so I should have kept him at Juin, but whatever. And as for you, says, well, those guys are going to die next turn, but they're not dead yet. So let's go ahead and have a fight against them. This is probably going to be the last fight they'll ever be able to witness. Also, this is a really retarded. Oh, sorry, I was not supposed to use this word. Crap. My apologies. Anyway, that is a really stupid way of deployment for them. So yeah, let's go ahead and go for post-op analysis. Let's unlock all my ships and have them deployed in optimal fashion, and then have my carrier in the middle because that is the place for him to be. And then my light ship. I mean, it is post-op analysis, so really doing this the way I am right now should be fine. Just go ahead and watch that, because the enemy probably will not retreat soon. Never mind, they did retreat, even though it's what I believe to be their last plant. I guess they don't really care and they just want to be dead already. I can't blame them. Anyway, alright, we now have the power of the endless, don't we? Let's have a quick look at our Fitzy output. Oh wow, I also have laws that I didn't use. That's sad. So, our Fitzy output is pretty decent, I would say. It's, I'll be honest with you, not as amazing as I was expecting it to be, but whatever, we're still making a lot. Also, as for our laws, which I completely forget about. Now, there's one combo you can go for if you want to. You can go for Super Tax Act in combination with Senator Bob Act, which allows you to just gain flat-out bonus to everything at no cost whatsoever. Which is nice, I admit, not necessarily what I need right now because I'm gaining 1.8k of influence per turn. So let's just go for us or them, so that we can make sure that everybody is excelling in my empire, because I was running into some problems with that recently, so let's fix that real quick. And then let's see, fair trade bill, don't care about, make love, no. Extra luxury production? I mean, I would rather have Crime Exam, to be entirely honest with you. Or the Hands Act. But no, Crime Exam seems to be the coolest option out there, since I have just boosted my approval by a ton by using the Answer Them ability. Laws upkeep 1300 and I still gain extra 1300, that's really laughable at this point. Also, I didn't check, how are we doing? Okay, pacifists are losing ground, but they're still far in the lead, which is good for me. Now, what next? What law do I want to have next? Well, we're pretty much set when it comes to, you know, whatchamacallit, the Wonder Victory. We are starting to gather our oligarchics. I mean, we are about to. Strange that we have no production per turn. Oh, right, because of the enemy over there. Right. We're about to start gathering it, though, so we could go for scientific victory, or rather start making our way over there, and I will need this thing in order to grab that. I can also increase warp speed, which I really actually want to do that, so that we can be extraordinarily fast and speedy. And why not go for dimensional folding as well, just because I want it. I'm not probably gonna go for Genius of the Endless. I could go for War as a hobby, though, for that reason. I mean, as I said, Planet Cracker is... I don't really see the use of it, I'll be entirely honest. It's just the cool factor, like, oh hey, I come into your system and I blow it up. But isn't it better to take the system for yourself? We're in Unfallen, we don't really blow plans up. I might consider grabbing this just to show it to you, but really, what's the point? It sounds cool. I'm really happy this kind of nuke weaponry exists in this game. That's something that we always asked for Apple to include in the games. Like, you know, in Civilization you always had nukes and whatever. And it's only fitting that we also have something, you know, that can blow up planets in endless space too. I'm really happy about that, don't get me wrong. But it's not really something that I would use. If I'm in a position where I can activate this weapon, because it's not that easy to activate, then I'm like, well, wouldn't it be better to actually grab a planet for myself rather than blow it up? In order to have an efficient super weapon in a game like Endless Space 2, I believe it should be something that can be used a little bit more easily, but have a lesser effect, rather. Something, again, more akin to a nuke in Sapphire, but still, I'm very happy to have this kind of death weapon in this game. Anyway, this video has been long enough for now. We actually made it to 1078, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And let's see, can we actually meta Lumeris? I'll just do this one thing before we end, because I really want them dead. Can we? Looks like we can't. We almost did.
Find you even more offensive and annoying than usual.
That really hurt my feelings, Horatio. It really did. Alright, so the Lumeris don't want to die. They're really being annoying, but whatever. For the time being, it's going to be good enough. Ooh, what was that actually? Oh, I haven't wanted care. Alright, that's good. I can now assimilate this place. Anyway, that's good enough for now. Ladies and gentlemen, it was PANCZASU. also known as the Mighty Mixbow. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online. That's the wrong button.